Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever this reaches you, and let's hope it stays on. This is Bye from Earth and Water Tarot, and I'm here for the reading, the general energy for the weekend of Happy Halloween today, the 31st through November 2nd. All right, now I did my thing. I heard five, so we'll throw the five cards and go from there, see what we got. And just a heads up, you guys, I did do the monthly reading for November. So if you're interested, check it out or not. I mean, it's a little rough. All right, there's my five cards. Look at the bottom. Okay. And I'm using the zombie tarot since it's today. Look at this. Wow. The Eight of Swords. All righty. Well, gall darn it. Are we trapped in our heads about something? Definitely, definitely, definitely. Let's look at the five card spread, see what's going on. Ooh, all right. First out the gate is the Empress, and she is Taurus Libra. That's cool. I like the Empress. She's the Queen of Queens. She has a lot of power, knowledge, and she's also very abundant, fruitful, all that good stuff. Let's look what we got next. Five of Wands. Uh-oh. We've got the kerfuffle card. Look at these zombies fighting it out. My gosh, they're tearing each other up. All right, so there's some kind of little energy shifting going on here. Let's look at dead center. Ooh, the Page of Wands. All right, it's all about some kind of oh, gall darn it. Kids. And I got this a lot yesterday for November, but look at that's a kid up in a high chair. And there's some kind of kerfuffle over that. Let's keep going. Let's get the last two cards. The Devil. Wow. Okay, we know what the devil is, right? All the negative blocks, all the good stuff. Ooh, and then the Hierophant. Taurus again. Wow, there's a lot of Taurus. Page of Wands will be fire. The devil is Scorpio. The Five of Wands, that is Leo. What we got? We got a lot of fire and earth going on here. You guys, interesting. It looks like we are definitely going to be in our noggin a lot this week. And there's something going on. It's definitely in your job or your traditional world, your home front. We're dealing with something. I want to say it's got to do with kids. It's got to do with young people. So, hey, heads up, maybe be extra safe tonight if you're going out trick-or-treating. Just keep an eye on those littles that they don't go running in the road or anything. I just want to say that as a side note here. But there's definitely something we're thinking about. We're in our head all about it. And it looks like we just need to wow, I'm hearing face our fears. Interesting. And I'm so afraid this is going to cut out. I don't know if I should clarify or not because it's been doing that stupid stuff lately. But let's go ahead and get just a little extra skinny because we know we are going to be in our heads this weekend. So tell me about the Empress. This is probably how we should approach things, intelligently, carefully, cautiously, kindly, all that good stuff. But tell me about the Empress. It's right here, this one. Knight of Wands. Let me get another. Ooh, the Nine of Wands and the Hanged Man. Okay, we're just obviously it's something about what fulfills us. We're happy, but we're having to take a step back. This is interesting. We're having to pull back for some reason. We're having to pull back and really look at what's going on. Like, no wonder we're in our heads and we're seeking outside information. You know what? I don't know why I need to say this, but I mean, you don't need exterior confirmation for what you do, what you believe, what makes you happy in your life. You need that inward confirmation. And I don't know why it feels like we're seeking outside validation for some reason. I don't know. Is that why we're tripping? I mean, seriously, because it feels like we're tripping and we're seeking this outside information. We're questioning things. We're just not sure about what's going on. Something like that. Interesting. Let me go to the Five of Wands here, because obviously there's some kind of defensiveness going on here, and we don't know. We don't know. That's why I think we're supposed to be, a little more smart and a little kinder about how we're approaching whatever we're tripping about in our heads this weekend. So tell me about Five of Wands. Seven of Swords. Oh, phooey. King of Cups. Five of Pentacles. Wow. Oh, wow, 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 wow. Interesting. I hate starting this, this weekend off like this. Okay, you know what? We're definitely going in defense mode. We're tripping about something. There's somebody trying to get over. I think that's what it is, and that's why we're kind of withdrawing. And oh, don't blame yourself for other people's actions. Definitely, because there's somebody. There's two energies here, and one's very confused and in their heads and pulling back and blaming themselves for what this other energy is doing, who is just trying to get over. But you know what it feels like? It feels like they're playing it emotional. How they're trying to get over is a little bit of a thank you. I would say emotional blackmail, but emotional manipulation. So heads up on that. Gaslighting even is going on. I mean, I'm looking at these people, they're out in the cold. Somebody is purposely, somebody's purposely withholding info. Okay. That's what I'm seeing. No wonder. No wonder. Good morning, Grand Rising Marcus. Okay, so I get it. I see what's going on here. So let's look at the center card because we got that. Remember, I was saying about kids or younger people. Tell me about the Page of Wands. This has been predominant last couple days, guys. Tell me about the page, please. Why is the page here? Ooh, Big Daddy. Wow, we've got the Emperor and the Empress. Let me get two more cards. Now we've got the Ace of Swords, some truth, and the Four of Wands. Huh. Well, there's definitely truth coming out. There's definitely some kind of leadership being taken here. Some, with this, I mean, we've got the power couple here. We've got the divine masculine and feminine are going through. There is something about truth, but it is creating balance. Okay. It is helping with stability. Just going to go through it. We're this couple, I don't know. This is definitely within a couple and a very powerful couple. And they're just going to go through it this weekend because I'm telling you, somebody's withholding information. They're being manipulative. They're just trying to get what they want. And the other person is going, like I said, they're almost they're blaming themselves, and that's not right. There's just some kind of weird game going on here. And so you really want this info because you want, one of these people, one of these energies, like two here, is really just like, oh, come on, let's share the truth. Let's get some truth going here so we can stabilize. And the other one's playing games. Okay, they're hiding, they're manipulating. Huh? Weird. Well, not weird. Seems like happens a lot, right? Let's look at the Devil card. All right, so it's right here. Knight of Pentacles. Wow. Let me see. Ooh. 10 of Wands and the Page of Pentacles. See, it's a burden. It's a super burden, and it's all about your stability. And you know what? I'm hearing, it's been long and painful, whatever this is that's been going on, this burden that's under the devil's energy here. Something, okay, thank you. Something's coming to a head this weekend. Okay, and that's what I'm getting. Something is coming to a head. I think it may pertain, like I said, to either children or younger people. Just heads up, being safe today with the trick-or-treaters. But this is bigger than that. This is something going on within a very powerful couple. And like I said, one feels like they're gaslighting, manipulating. The other one is just like blaming themselves and, knowing they need outside information, but they just... Okay, thank you. It's almost like the one that's blaming themselves. They're very insecure about their own ideas and thoughts and all that kind of stuff, and that's why they're always seeking outside affirmation and confirmation. That's something, if you relate to that, that's something y'all could work on, because you don't need that. You don't need that. If if you're not happy within yourself, you're not happy for, you can't work for other people. So there's some thinking somebody's got to do here. But anyway, let me go on. That's digressing off the story. Let me go to the Hierophant here, because here we got the last card is the Hierophant. This is kind of a hot mess this weekend. And I don't know if you saw November's, you guys. I wasn't happy about what I got for November. Tell me about the Hierophant. We in it. Tell me about the Hierophant, please. Ooh, okay, it's you. Wow. Twice now? You guys. No. King of Pentacles. And the Queen of Cups. See? Okay. All right, heads up, you guys. There is something coming to a head within a relationship this weekend. There's been, I don't know, manipulation, gaslighting. There's been a lot of things withheld. The other person is I mean, like I said, I'm picking up two different energies. One very, and like I said, it is a powerful couple here too. Even though one of them seems to be, just taking the burden on and blaming themselves and carrying the weight of the situation, while the other one is just charging forward and manipulating and getting what they want, gaslighting. I mean, there's really a very honoring, not very healthy dynamic going on here, and so. I'm not seeing a resolution though. I mean, it's almost like this is just a heads up for what's going on this weekend. Let me throw. Let me get. Let's get a Sacred Destiny and see what they have to say. So yeah, just heads up on this. There is some burden, and it is coming to a head because it's been affecting the stability within this relationship. There's got to be some words, some honesty needs to come out because there's falseness here. There's just really been a lot of mess going on. The devil's been playing it out badly here, inflicting a lot of drama and instability within this couple. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not seeing. Oh, wow, I don't. So heads up if you relate to this. I don't know what to say other than good luck. This is going to be a very trying weekend for some couples out there, and I think this is going to be a pinpoint group. I always ask if there's something somebody really needs to hear, other than just general for the collective, and this feels like something somebody needs to hear. So, let me keep going here. I mean, this is just a hot mess. I don't know why. Tell me, please. I got two. I'm gonna take them. Wow. Release and courage. Courage. Good morning, Marcy. All right, guys. That definitely what's going on. So let me just kind of sum up real quick because I know I'm trying to get all the pieces together. There is a power couple this weekend. And like I said, they're both very powerful, but one is hiding information. They're being manipulative. There's something going on with them. The other one is blaming themselves and thinking they're the problem. And that's not it. It's a lack of communication. It does look like some truths will have to come out because it's created a huge burden in this relationship. Okay. And, like I said, it's either at your job or it's in, like your family life or something like that. And extra heads up, I do have been picking up the energy about children. So just keep your eye on kids and stuff this weekend. Be careful with younger people because I don't know why I've been getting that. But I don't see a resolution. I just see conflict and blame and guilt and all this kind of stuff going on this weekend. I wish I had, but with release and courage. So obviously somebody's got to let something go. And it's going to take a lot of courage. I think it's going to take courage on both parts because one's got to stop blaming themselves and the other one's got to realize, tell the truth. Just tell the damn truth. All right. Move on. Tell the truth. Release this burden because you know what? When you don't tell the truth and you've been carrying lies, it gets harder and harder to keep those lies, right? Phooey. So I'm going to stop. I'm not. I am not. I'm just going to leave it at that. So just heads up, guys. If you're in a relationship and there's some struggles, it's going to continue this weekend. And like I said, just heads up on the kids. All right. Happy Halloween, Joe. So like I said, I'm going to leave it there. This is a general, although it does feel very selective for a few. I think a few of you might relate to it out there. Good luck. I mean, we'll see how how next week goes. But anyway, as always, I send you all my love. Have a good weekend as best you can. And I will be talking to you soon. And thank y'all for being here. I'm shocked this stayed on. I'm surprised it didn't crash. All right, guys, all my love. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.